guys. All right, I'm back for box notes. I'm just sitting here this morning with my tea. Had quite a bit go on. Well, not a lot remarkable stuff go on this week. The major thing of interest is I started kind of a project, which I bet I can integrate into my actual research. I've started mapping out the relationships between a network of 19 YouTube channels. They're gaming YouTubers, and every time one of the different members of the group guest stars on a different person's YouTube channel, then I mark it down. I put a little hash mark. Now it sounds kind of like simple, but there's 19 different channels, each of them spanning over 4.5 years now. So, so I've had to go through, and I spent the last 2 days, and I've gotten 4 of the channels done, and I was basically all I did that entire day. Oops, I'm playing with my notebook. That might be able to be what you can hear. And I found some pretty interesting things just from like my initial stuff that I've done with these 4 channels. Everybody seems to have first I did the central channel, and it seems like everybody goes to them. It's going to be interesting. So the reason I'm doing this is we had a practical session where we learned about a program called Gephi, Gephi. And Gephi is a free program that's meant to map out relationships and things. So, obviously, but one of the details of it is you can do a directed relationship, and then you can build a power structure. So, you end up building like a map that's kind of like each point. Well, in this example, each point will be a YouTube channel, and then there will be lines going out to it to different points. We'll turn into bubbles, and then I'll be able to use certain programs to organize these bubbles into relationships. For example, see a power structure, or see who links between the groups, who's the real links between the groups. I mean, in this case, I know it's the YouTube channel that started out with one pair of people, and then more and more people started coming in. And they've still served as the central. Even 2014, they had 19 different collaborators, so everybody collaborated on their channel. But what's interesting is I separated it by year. Now, I'm not doing my research for looking for, what was I going to say? Looking for evolution of the relationship as much. I'm not looking for the change in the relationship as much, because I know how that happens, and it's hard. It would be a lot harder to map out because I haven't put timestamps on each one of these hashes. I've just put hashes, but I have separated it by year because that was a good increment kind of thing for me. And so I'm going to make. I haven't yet decided exactly what maps I'm going to make. I know I'm going to make one for each year. I know I'm going to make one that's just each connection is the sheer number of videos they've been on. And they're going to be directed. So if A is on channel B for 92 videos, then A will have a directed connection with B for 92 with a strength of 92, if that makes sense. It means the connection's stronger. And then the program, whatever I use, Gephi, will be able to understand that and understand, okay, these two are closer than B and C, who have a 14 strength connection. Yeah, but that's going to be interesting, and that's going to be useful, but it's only useful to a point, because some people have channels that they have, like I said, 92 connections, and then they have 6 or 7 other channels where they only do 12, but it's over 4 different series. So where the 92 channels could have been over part of obligation, where they follow just one series for 92 episodes, the others may have 4 or 5 different series that they do for 3 or something episodes. I don't know which one would be more significant. If you guys have any idea, let me know. And right now I've gotten quite a bit done. I've done, like I said, 4 channels, and I've done up to 2014, starting in 2011 to 2014. and I've gone up to December in 2014. It's just a plain marker for me because it's easy to see, okay, there's a Christmas episode here. But navigating YouTube in general for this kind of stuff was really, really difficult. First of all, the YouTubers don't always mark down who collaborates on their channel. They do it later on in their series. They do it later on, which is actually remarkable because it could be that they are becoming more formalized. When it started out, they were just a group of friends. And that's going to be actually what's kind of more interesting to me. I hope to then find a network of not as famous, these guys are kind of famous, not as famous YouTubers and do the same thing. Because then I'll be able to see, okay, this is one where they're not doing it for the purpose of advertisement. This is one where they're doing it just for because they're friends with each other. So and that I'll see how the different communities kind of compare, and that'll be fun. And it's all publicly available. The thing that I'm debating doing is I don't know whether or not I'm going to post it on the public forum. Now, there's two sides to this. The public forum is a place that will be really interesting. People will find this really interesting, I know, because people are obsessed with these guys and they love seeing. And this is a ton of work that I'm doing. I want people to see it. But at the same time, I mean, well, I don't know why why there would be any reason of not posting it. I am doing research on these guys, and so in my paper, I'm going to preserve their anonymity, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say about them. I'm not going to say their names. And so it seems kind of hypocritical for me to go onto a public forum, post it with their names, and then turn in my dissertation, which is like, nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to read it. I can guarantee you that. And have like no names on there because of some ethical obligation to preserve privacy in official work. I guess maybe on the paper I will be analyzing it more. I'm probably going to analyze it a little bit when I do my initial posts on Facebook, on the public forum rather, but not nearly the amount that I'm going to do in my dissertation, which is going to be hundreds of pages, hundreds of words. It's going to be hundreds of words. I'm going to have like at least 300. Yeah, but but yeah. So yeah. Anyway, initial impressions. So far, I've done 4 channels. I still have to come up with their names. Right now, I have the main channel, which in 2011 had 6 collaborators, and it was interesting because there were collaborators, 3 of which don't show up later. So 3 of the 6 collaborators, half of them don't show up later. And then 3 of the others are still major contributors. Year 2, they jumped up and got 24. So I've even marked down some outside collaborators. And of these 24, I would say maybe, well, it's interesting because it's going to be fun to look at the different years because there's 2 or 3 channels that have since then kind of hit a like a controversy, and nobody likes them anymore. So, but yeah, and this is when everybody started basically collaborating. There were some big collaborations. A big series started up, and then year 3, 2013, that was the year of the super pressure. People wanted to that's when there were tons more YouTubers. They started to cross collaborate because they were promoting each other, and then also group games. When they played games as a group, and there were maybe 12 or 13, I marked down all 12 of the extra guests, just because even though they were in teams of 2 or 3, and the 3 of them would feature together, there were 3 main together on a team. I still marked down all 12 because they were still collaborating. But what I didn't mark down was when they were. Oh, what did I not mark down? I didn't mark down when there was some interesting. Well, first of all, I might have missed some cameos, because especially early on they didn't mark down. Oh, okay, they didn't say the MIDI video makers didn't say, hey, we have such and such on our video today. They would say we have a special guest dropping by, or they wouldn't say anything at all. Sometimes there'd be something saying, oh, special video, or something in the title that would kind of clue me in, but I might have missed it a couple times. So I hope these are exact, as close to exact as possible, but there's always going to be a little bit of error. And then the second channel I did was Girl, or minor channel, I call her, because she started out as a minor, the second channel of the original channel, and she had a lot fewer collaborators. She participated in a group game, so in the second year she had 14 as opposed to the first year she had 2. But the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 of these 14 only showed up in one video. Yeah. But her third year, then she had 14 again, and again there were quite a few that only showed up once. It may kind of seem like cheating to give so many extra connections, but they're still like they're in the same video, they're collaborating together, so it's going to be interesting to see those connections are going to be a lot weaker. So it's going to be interesting to see the strong connections versus the weak connections, and then see how the algorithm that I plug in organizes them. Then year 4, she actually struck it down a little bit. She went with 9 collaborators, and most of them were stronger, except for 4, which had small collaborations, I would consider. Now, this one, the third one, I call Humor. And he had, in his first year, 3 collaborators, each of for a total of 5 guest stars. Yeah. But in 2012, he started a different couple series. And in these series, he traded, what I call doing trading videos, where they would do a video on one channel and then a video on the other channel, a video on one channel and then a video on the other channel, and it's part of a series. So first on one channel, second on B channel, third on A channel, fourth on B channel. So, and on and on and on. So that was, I mean, in retrospect, that's one of the most difficult ways to navigate your way through some video channels, because through a video series, because I started with, by the way I organized this is I went through their uploaded videos playlist, and I scrolled down and I got as far as I could, all the way down. I went all the way down to the bottom. This is the only way that I found to get to the YouTube videos. Now, what this means is, if you click on a video, it takes you to a new window. You got to go back. You got to scroll all the way down again. So I right-clicked, open a new tab. Sometimes I misclicked and I had to find my way back. But I also did a little bit of doing a playlist and then just clicking back, which takes you to the previous video in the playlist. And a problem with this is sometimes the playlists crossed. Yeah, they don't know if it's a problem with my computer or with the channel or with YouTube in general, but I somehow got like in different playlists sometimes. So I had to re-navigate myself back to where I was when I switched playlists, if I noticed it, because I was literally spending, there were literally 2,000 videos on each of these channels, so I got to go through each one. And I was literally spending maybe 3 seconds on each video. A couple I got sucked in, which was terrible. This wasted so much time. But anyway, yeah, Humor. Then 2012, 2013, he started more collaborations. He had 1 main collaborator and a few minors, 2 moderates and a lot of minors. And then 2014, he only did collaborations, which was insane. He basically had 3 major collaborators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minor collaborators. And this is where I began to wonder whether the strength of the relationship can be done only by sheer number of videos. Because these guys, they're in 1, 2, 3, 4 different series. But they're in maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 something videos in each series. So adding all that up, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. It's they're gonna have a super strong connection, and I mean, sure that I'll just have to play around with it. I'll do a couple different things, see what happens with it. Anyway, so that's humor. I haven't done 2015 for any of them yet because I'm waiting until I get all of them, all the rest of them done to 2014 to make it as current as possible. Because if I did it to 2015 now, I'd only be able to do it to today. And then this other one I call Science. He has. He didn't have a 2011 channel. Science or main channel light. He didn't have a main channel in 2011, but 2012 he had 20 collaborators, and most of them were weak collaborators. So that's why I call him main channel light, because he's doing the same number of connections but not as strong. But in 2013 he changes it up. He has 2 main collaborators, and then he has 15 smaller collaborators. The interesting thing about this is it's not like he started a specific series which has then since then moved to a different channel. It's going to make it a lot more, because they're becoming more corporate, kind of. It's going to make it a lot more difficult for me to map their relationships. I'm just not going to. There's a couple new channels in this network that are not owned by a specific person, but I'm not going to track those because it's kind of cheating. No. It's not cheating. They're not linked to a specific person, so they can't be seen as a relationship. The series that has turned into a separate channel on this Science channel, I'm counting all of the previous ones before they moved to different series, the ones that they were playing games called Civ. Before they moved to the Civ channel, I'm counting all the Civ games on Science's channel because they're still seen as a relationship. They're still seen as a giving. They're giving their presence to this channel. Yeah, so that's 2014 for him, and that's all I've done. I've done up to Science. So I've done main, girl, funny, and then Science. Those aren't going to be the real names. I'm going to give them actual names. But that's the interesting thing for what I've done. I've also met with my advisor. I've applied for some funding for some travel, which hopefully I'll be able to do. I'm yet to contact the online communities of gamers, but so far I'm actually really happy with this project that I've started, because no matter what, I'm going to find a way to integrate it. It may be a little difficult, but I may have to switch around what my thesis is, but I think this is really interesting and it actually tells me a lot. So hopefully I'll be able to see, maybe I'll talk about how not corporate. Corporate's the word I use because I don't know anything about business. Maybe how about going commercial, becoming money making, depending on this as a living, YouTubing, how it changes how you do this, how it changes your relationships. Because I do want to find that smaller network and put those together. The problem with those guys is they don't have as much impetus, they don't have as much reason to make videos, or to collaborate. So they would only be doing it for friendship. And I mean, it's not too. No. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll just extend it and see how many channels I can get in there. I have some others. Like, there's this network of 19, but then there's other networks that they kind of, like, not allied, but they're tangential with. Maybe I'll find those guys and I'll go through their videos and I'll just add in them as well. That would be really interesting, actually, because, ooh, my God, I'm making this project even bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's about it. The video you probably have noticed by now. The video for this is a different game. Last week's video, for some reason, it got corrupted. I don't know exactly what happened, but I panicked. I was like, oh, I only got a couple hours left of editing time. I only have a couple hours left of time in the lab. I'm not allowed in on the weekends because of reasons. I'm going to probably find a way to get in. And I put old footage of Hearthstone on. I've still got to. If you've also noticed, I've stopped doing thumbnails. I need to remake my thumbnails, and I need to put them in there. I need to jump them in there, because maybe I'll do that this weekend. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm about set. I think otherwise I'm pretty good. But yeah, you'll notice this game. This is a different game I'm doing. I've decided to kind of like switch it up a little bit. I haven't decided yet. I'm actually this is Thursday the 12th that I'm sitting here. 12th? Yeah, 12th. And I'm gonna be editing later today. It's literally 9 a.m. I'm gonna be editing at around 11. Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be pretty easy. I've just gotta put in the video. I've got to um, figure out what game I'm playing. What game should I play? If anybody ever watches this and they have any suggestions, feel free to comment. But as like I said, this is kind of for me as well. So I'm just enjoying actually making these videos. They're kind of helping me with like things like public speaking as well. Once I've gotten into the string of it, once I've gotten into the run of it, I stop saying as I talk. I've noticed. I say it right there, but I'm trying to fix on I'm trying to work on my public speaking, which is kind of, and YouTube's kind of a really good way to do this because it's keeping me talking, it's keeping me thinking of ways to keep up conversation, and I know I'm just rambling by myself, but it's still like good for an interview. I did an interview for a friend yesterday, and she says she was pretty proud of like how she commented on how good I was with the answering to the questions, which I know is something really little. It's probably like any good interviewer should say that. I think that's a good thing for an interviewer to be able to say, "Oh, wow, you said exactly what I wanted you to say. That was you're a really good interview." And to be fair, she was a really good interviewer, so I kind of took some notes from what she said, and I said, damn, now I'm noticing it." And so kind of like I want to be able to improve my presentation skills. I'm giving a presentation next week, in 2 weeks rather, on gaming, and you'll see a video go up probably one of the Sundays, probably next Sunday, and I will build a bit of a tutorial to the class about how to play a specific game. But I want to. It's basically how to go into a virtual world, and I'm going to do that. But that's in the future. That's coming up in 2 weeks. I'm gonna hopefully do some creative editing with that. We will see. Yeah, it's not gonna be. It's probably not, they're probably not gonna be the best videos. It's probably not gonna be the best video. It's gonna be a tutorial on how to play League of Legends, which is a game I love, but I'm only middling good at. What video should I do? I think I might do Borderlands for this video, just because I've enjoyed it so much. I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 2 recently. Another game I've been playing that I want to play is Civ 5. I got hailed to buy Civ 5. I'm probably going to record it, put up a series of it. See, the problem is he has his girlfriend that he lives with. Well, not lives with, he mostly lives with when he's in the city. And she is there. They live in a smaller place, so it's hard to get him in a place where he can record alone. So he hasn't been guest starring as much because of that. It'd be a lot more work to edit that. Yeah. So besides that, I think I am all set. I think I've said everything I need to. I've caught you up on my project. Next week I'll let you know what other progress I have made on that. And yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. And if you're me, good job listening. I hope you took some notes because very little of this is actually written down. And yeah, I will see you guys next week.